The tale of vigilance when awareness blocks the magic. In a small, secluded village surrounded by dense forests and misty mountains, there lived a woman named Elara. She was known throughout the land as a light worker, a healer who carried the energy of the divine in her very being. Her presence was like a beacon of hope, and her gifts of healing and intuition were revered by many. But not everyone in the village celebrated her light. Some, envious of her power, sought to dim it. Among those who harbored ill will was a man named Darius. Once a respected member of the community, Darius had grown bitter and resentful over the years. He believed that Elara's gifts were the reason he had been overlooked and forgotten. Consumed by jealousy, he turned to dark magic, hoping to use it to weaken Elara and steal her energy for himself. The first attack. Darius began his campaign against Elara in secret. He crafted spells in the dead of night, using herbs, candles, and incantations to summon dark forces. He buried cursed objects near her home and whispered her name in rituals meant to drain her energy. At first, Elara felt the effects of his magic. She experienced strange dreams, moments of fatigue, and a sense of unease that she couldn't shake. But Elara was no ordinary woman. She was deeply connected to her intuition and the divine, and she knew something was wrong. One evening, as she meditated under the light of the full moon, Elara received a vision. She saw Darius hunched over a makeshift altar, chanting her name as he performed a dark ritual. The vision was clear. Darius was using magic against her. But the vision also revealed something else, a truth that Darius had overlooked. The moment Elara became aware of his actions, his ability to harm her began to weaken. The power of awareness. Elara didn't panic. Instead, she stood in her power, calling upon her ancestors and the divine for protection. She surrounded herself with light, visualizing a shield that no dark force could penetrate. She also began to speak her truth, exposing Darius's actions to those who would listen. Slowly but surely, the townspeople began to see Darius for what he truly was, a man consumed by jealousy and darkness. As Elara's awareness of Darius's actions grew, his spells began to backfire. The spirits he had summoned turned on him, and his curses unraveled. Darius, once confident in his abilities, started to feel the weight of his actions. He was plagued by nightmares, his body ached, and he was haunted by the very forces he had sought to control. The turning point. Darius's downfall came swiftly. The townspeople, once swayed by his lies, began to see him for what he truly was, a desperate, broken man who had traded his humanity for power. The legal system, which he had tried to manipulate, turned against him. Evidence of his crimes began to surface, and he found himself facing jail time. But his punishment didn't end there. The dark magic he had used began to consume him, and he was haunted by the spirits he had summoned. Elara, on the other hand, continued to thrive. Her connection to the divine grew stronger, and her healing abilities expanded. She used her gifts to help the townspeople, showing them that true power comes from within, not from spells or curses. She taught them that the divine rewards patience, faith, and integrity, and that magic, whether light or dark, is a crutch that distracts from one's true purpose. The message. Elara's story carries a powerful message for Earth Angels and Light Workers. When you are aware of who is doing magic against you, it blocks their ability. Darius's spells began to unravel the moment Elara became aware of his actions. Her awareness acted as a shield, protecting her from harm and weakening his power. Earth Angels and Light Workers are called to stand in their power, to trust in the protection of their ancestors and the divine. They are reminded that their energy is sacred and that they do not need to resort to spells, rituals, or manipulation to achieve their goals. True power comes from alignment with the divine, from living in integrity, and from using one's gifts to uplift others. The story of Elara and Darius serves as a warning. Magic, no matter how powerful it may seem, is a temporary fix that comes at a great cost. It is a tool of the demonic, a way to bypass the natural order and impose one's will on the world. But in the end, it only leads to emptiness and destruction. For Earth Angels and Light Workers, the message is clear. Be vigilant. Stand in your power, trust in the divine, and know that your energy is enough. You do not need to fight fire with fire, for you carry the light that dispels all darkness. Let the witches and warlocks play their games. Their time is running out. Your ancestors and the divine are with you, and no dark force can stand against the power of your light. The final victory. In the end, Elara emerged victorious. Darius's schemes were exposed, and the townspeople rallied around her, recognizing her as a beacon of hope and truth. She had shown them that the path of light, though sometimes difficult, is always worth it. And as for Darius, he was left to face the consequences of his actions, both in this world and the next. His story served as a reminder to all: the divine does not forget, and justice always prevails.